Oigan, chicos. So we're going to continue with relative pronouns today with a quick video about lo que. So the other video, I talked about que and quien and quienes, but I didn't get into lo que yet. So lo que, as you can see right here, is another relative pronoun, and it will link sentences together. Now, lo que is a little bit different in that it often translates as the word what, or that which, or the thing that, or whatever. I usually, when it's simple definition, I would say this is what when it's used as a noun and not a question. So now the question word what is this, que, with an accent mark, and it's a question. I'm asking, what are you doing? ¿Qué haces? What are you doing? So that's a question. The lo que is not used in this way, and nor is the question word que used in the other way. They're not interchangeable, even though they might translate as the same word in English. Now, as I've already mentioned, lo que is a relative pronoun, and that usually means it's going to be somewhere in the middle of a sentence that's going to link two different clauses together. So I might say something like no entiendo, I don't understand, and then you're doing something, estás haciendo, and I don't understand the thing that you're doing. So we've got two conjugated verbs. We got the entiendo, here's our first clause, no entiendo, and our second clause, estás haciendo. So I can link these two by using that word or that phrase, lo que. I don't understand what you are doing. Now, I'm not asking you here in this sentence what you are doing. I'm just saying I don't understand what it is or the thing that it is that you are doing. I don't understand whatever you are doing. It translates as a few different things. It can. So lo que here, though, it's not a question asking you what you are doing. It is just connecting these clauses saying I don't understand what it is you are doing. So again, it works as a relative pronoun. Now, where it's also a little bit different is I can even use lo que at the beginning of a sentence too. So I might say lo que quiero es, lo que quiero es, and whatever I want. But what it is that I want, I'm not saying what do I want? I'm just saying, what I want is silencio en la clase. I want this. But what I want, lo que quiero is different than que quiero. Que quiero, what do I want? Lo que quiero, I'm telling you, this is what I want. Oftentimes, you'll even see in front of it is a todo. Todo lo que quiero. Listen. Todo lo que necesito. So where I'm putting it in the front, but really it still functions as a relative pronoun because as you can see, like I put here es after my conjugated verb. We always hear the rule, don't put two conjugated verbs next to each other. But you can see sometimes there are exceptions, and then this is one of them, because what I have is this is my clause, and it is what I want. And a second clause is, es el amor. Todo lo que quiero es el amor. All I want is love. And all I need is love. Love is all you need, right? Todo lo que necesito es el amor. But I'm linking the necesito clause with es el amor. But it's a little bit unconventional because I linked it right here in the beginning. Lo que right there is actually my relative pronoun. So it can work a little bit different than our normal relative pronouns. But still, really, when you break it down, you think about it in this way that lo que is used as que, or as what, as a relative pronoun. Not as a question. It will link two clauses together still. And in each of these, you can see how we've got, no entiendo. Entiendo is our conjugation with this clause, no entiendo. And we have another clause, estás haciendo. They're linked with lo que. We've got quiero here as our clause, and we've got es over here as our clause. We've got, I didn't do one here, but here we got necesito as our clause, and es el amor as another clause. But they're linked by lo que. So a little bit different that we put it in front of it, but I don't think you should have too much trouble understanding the placement because of lo que necesito es el amor. It translates actually pretty well. All I need, all that I need, all of which I need is love. And that sounds like something we do in English as well as we do in Spanish. We can put it in front of our sentence. We can start a sentence with the lo que, as well as use it in the middle of a sentence to connect relative pronouns. Sorry, I mean, two different clauses. So I also should mention that there are some times where it seems like you should use lo que, but you will not. And they'll just be simply a que. Whenever you have an infinitive that would follow that, if an unconjugated verb follows the que, or what you might think would be lo que, you'll use, if you have an infinitive after it, you're using que and not lo que. For example, if I don't know what to do, no sé qué hacer. And now here in this case, we're not using que as a question. We're using it still as a relative pronoun, but it seems to fit the bill of what we would normally use as lo que. Now, as I said earlier, I put something like no entiendo. I could also say no sé lo que está pasando. I don't understand what's happening. No sé lo que está pasando. I use the lo que in there as what, but over here I don't have a conjugated verb. I have hacer. So no sé qué hacer functions a little bit differently than, let me get that back up here. So no sé qué hacer, a little different than no sé lo que está pasando, because I've got a conjugated verb here and a conjugated verb here. So when you link an infinitive with your clause, you'll just use the word que. If I'm going to tell you what to do, or I'm going to tell you what to say, voy a decirte que decir, because I'm using decir and I'm not conjugating it. So I'll use que instead in those examples.